And on this week's edition of Women's Wednesday, let's take a closer look at the power of financial independence. My colleague Kavita is in conversation with Meghana V. Malkan, who's the co-founder of Malkansview, author and wealth mindset coach, who shares the to-do list for investments for women. What factors should you keep in mind when it comes to investing?
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme related documents carefully.
Hello and welcome to this very special edition of Women's Wednesday. And today we have a very special guest. We have a wealth mindset coach and a very renowned one. I have with me Meghana V. Malkan for this special interaction today. Meghana, hi and welcome to Women's Wednesday. And well, a wealth mindset coach, that's a huge responsibility and a great work that you're doing as well. But when it comes to dealing with women investors, Meghna, I just want you to elaborate to our viewers, what exactly is the mindset are we talking about? I'm sure there's a lot to work as far as making women a good investor is concerned. But what's the natural mindset or tendency that you get to know when you talk to these women investors or women in general?
Great. First of all, thank you so much, Kavita, for having me over. Absolutely, it's my pleasure to come here, and I totally love talking about what we're going to be talking about today. So, to begin with, why women and wealth? Essentially, in ideology, they may be two different things, but they're essentially one and the same thing because we women have innate qualities which make us excellent wealth managers. Unfortunately, we do not explore these and we do not utilize these till until we get into our adult age. And considering this is because we come from a country where wealth and all the conversations regarding wealth have been the men's domain. But of course, the good news is things are changing. If you look in metro cities, urban cities where women are more financially independent, they're more confident and more front in the front league talking about wealth and money, managing their own money. Things are, of course, yet from being far from perfect. And considering that a lot of cities, tier three, four cities are lagging, but it's catching up. Once we realize and once we own up our strength that we women do have qualities that make us great wealth managers. We are excellent, risk takers. We have a great risk appetite and we take it in a very controlled manner. We are excellent people to use our diversification skills. And so if you see, I mean, in my journey of last 17 years, helping people take control of the financial future by investing in equity markets, I have seen women do exceptionally well. I myself am a corporate trader turned into a corporate lawyer turned into a stock trader. I've seen myself evolve on this journey, and thousands of women do that. So I believe there lies an excellent opportunity for us to do that. It's just that we have to take the first lead and get set on the trajectory.
Right. Right. So, Meghna, let's talk about helping women begin their investment journey. What is the homework, that you might want to give to our women viewers today who are listening to you, who are watching you?
Great. So to all my women watching me, I just want to tell you that it all begins with the idea into your mind, and that is why when you introduce me, it's called Wealth Mindset Coach. Why do you need a mindset for wealth? Because that is where it all lies. Unfortunately, so many of us do not realize it. We think it's a function of skills, but I would rather say it's more a function of your mindset. Which means what? It's about we are a lump of beliefs that we've gathered over the years, conditioning, wealth conditioning. How has our father managed money? How have we seen him deal with situations? What was the role of my mother in doing that? And how am I seeing other men in the society do that? All this goes into my conditioning about how I deal with money. It builds my relationship with money. So for example, if I have a very tense relationship with money, if I believe that money is very scarce or I have to do a lot of hard work to earn money, it's going to be very difficult for me to take the lead in managing finances. Or in the other way, if I believe that it's easy to manage money, I've seen my mother do that, and I think even I could do that easily, that changes the whole game. So it's about identifying what are your current thoughts and belief patterns about money. And once you get set into doing that, it's about, taking, I would simplify the whole process into three simple steps. So step number one could be asking yourself, what is my relationship with money? And if it's not so empowering, what can I do to make it more empowering and more loving? Step number two could be to start talking about money as much as I can. If you see women, when we get together, Money is the last topic, last conversation on our list of conversations. Do we talk about what are the kind of investments we have, which of my asset classes are depreciating, where am I making more money, where could I make more money, right? And then that leads to step number three, which is to take that first step. It could be as little as investing 500 rupees in a mutual fund or starting an SIP for that amount, or investing 5,000, 7,000 rupees in a stock of your choice. But when you take that first step, that gives your subconscious mind the message that I can do it. And when you take these three steps consistently, month after month, year after year, and you see your financial confidence soaring to another level.
Exactly, exactly. In your answers, Meghna, I could figure out or I could sense more thrust given on wealth mindset rather than having an investment mindset. What is the difference here?
So when we talk about wealth, it's a much larger subset than just money. Because for us women, wealth is a much bigger concept in a way than just money. Of course, the cash that we women save thinking that this is an investment is also part of the wealth. Our jewelry is part of the wealth. Our assets are part of the wealth. The confidence, I would say, the confidence that I have, the financial and the emotional confidence, that is part of my wealth. So to change that factor in me, which is going to be more towards wealth generation and wealth multiplication, I need to have that specific mindset, which is a lot to do with, as I said again, your beliefs, your conditioning, your confidence, your necessity, your drive, your courage. All of these factors come into play. So when we work with women, we not only make sure that how do you make them more financially independent, which is how do you make more money. That is just one aspect. But how do you multiply that money, and how do you have that mindset of wealth conservation, preservation, and multiplication? All that is part of wealth building.
All right, so now should women start with a simpler financial instrument, or you think that if we have got our basics right, if we have got our fundamentals right, we understand the importance of investment, we understand the importance of the money wrapper that you have with you. If you're confident about it, you can really start dabbling into slightly risky assets also. Definitely, one needs to analyze this on a lot of things, on a lot of bases. Your financial goal, what's the time horizon you want to invest, what kind of investment instrument are you comfortable with. But is it necessary for women to start simple, or they can start with an asset class like an equity also, maybe take a mutual fund route, but then if you understand the nature of that asset class, you can do that as well, you can begin with it. What do you say?
Absolutely. Bang on, Kavita. You said it right. So once you have the confidence, as you said, it's all about educating yourself, because only your competence, your skill building is going to give you that confidence. Psychology, we call the confidence competence loop. The higher the competence goes up in a particular thing, the more confident you feel about that thing. And the more confident you get, the more competent you want to get. You want to learn more. So once you set that loop into motion, there's no coming back. So of course, I believe all my women out here, you can start with any mode of investment that you like. On the traditional modes of where you have your existing wealth, you may be having in the cash, or you may be having your gold jewelry or whatever it is, you can switch on to assets which will help you make money while you are asleep. So it's like kind of putting your money into use. That money is making money for you. To begin with, as you said, mutual fund is the simplest way. Start a simple SIP, pay yourself first every time you make money, put it into SIP, which ultimately indirectly goes into the financial markets. Or number two, if you have the right knowledge and the right data, you can start investing yourself into financial markets. With the way our regulatory bodies have been regulating these markets, they're getting only safer day by day. We are having excellent regulations to make it safe and more sound. So you can start your investing journey right away with as little as 5,000 or 10,000 rupees a month. Buy a stock of your choice. Educate yourself. Either you could go through fundamental analysis or technical analysis. Find the right way to do it and just do it yourself. You don't need someone approach you and tell you, I'll manage your money. You can do it yourself. And then there are other asset classes. You have reality, etc., but they are huge capital intensive based. Plus, the return may not be immediate, may not be get a quid pro quo for the money that you invest in. So I believe equity is something that you can get started with right away. It's simple, easy to do, and gives you good returns.
You know, one last question to you, and let me just focus a bit on your journey also, you know, from corporate to becoming a wealth mindset coach. A very inspiring journey you've had so far. And you are also mentoring other participants, people like our viewers, like us also. I want to understand, do you regret taking any investment decision that you took when you were not well versed with the entire world of investment? Any decision that, you know, as a lesson for you that has come out and that you can share with our viewers also?
Oh, totally. I'd love to do that. So I was a complete newbie when I moved from corporate lawyer. I was working with the UB Group company, and then I moved to learning to how to trade stock markets, how to navigate my way through investments. I have had my journey as a trader has been like journey of any other layman. You know, market teaches you lessons, and then there are certain kind of fees that you have to pay to the market in your journey. So did I do that. My biggest lesson in terms of investment journey has come in the form of risk management. My decisions where I have completely neglected taking into account the risk and the reward ratio in every position that I take, or in the most lethal ways, they have paid me back. And those have been, though they look like, as a setback at that point of time, I believe right now when I look back, they were my greatest lessons. It has helped me to look at risk from a very different perspective. I initially, when I began with, I lost all my money, all my savings when I started learning. I had to rebuild it, and I've been bankrupt twice. So I exactly know how it is to build it and then let it all fall again and then build it. But I believe they are lessons in our journey, and they only make us wiser. So my advice when I help women, chart out their own financial trajectory, my number one advice has always been that do not neglect risk. And we all have different parameters of risk, different appetite for risk. So
True,
your risk parameter may be different
true.
than mine. I carry a much lower appetite than what you do. It's all about, because my family's needs may be different. So it's not about copying someone else's investment decisions. It's about just doing the strategy as someone else teaches you, but taking
Right,
into account your own
right.
personality.
All right, Meghna, I do have a lot of questions for you, but then it's time up on the show for this interaction today. Always great speaking to you. So much to learn from you. Thank you so much for taking time out for us and for our viewers today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kavita. I love doing this. Thank you.